Here it is, the World Cup final. This video is brought to you by our partners at Parimatch. Right, Argentina then. Let's have a look at them first. Here's how they got to the final. In the round of 16, they beat Australia. A little bit trickier than everyone thought it was going to be, but they beat Australia 2-1. They took it to a shootout against the Netherlands after an unbelievable set-piece routine from Netherlands. Took it beyond the 90 minutes. The semi-finals, they beat Croatia 3-0. Actually looked a little bit easy for them in the end. France, how they got to the final, they beat Poland, who actually rattled them a little bit at times, 3-1. They beat England, who actually rattled them a little bit at times, 2-1, scored at very key moments. And then they beat Morocco 2-0. And there's arguments to be made that Morocco probably deserved at least one penalty at least, beat them 2-0. If France managed to win the final against Argentina, they're the second country after Brazil, who won the World Cup in 58 and 62 respectively, to win the World Cup back-to-back. And they're the first nation to go back-to-back finals since Brazil did it in 98 and 2002. Deschamps is also now the only person in World Cup history to lift the trophy as a player once and potentially as a manager twice. Argentina have scored at least 2 goals in their last 5 matches. Messi and Mbappe, obviously PSG teammates, going head-to-head, both of them in the running for both the Golden Boot and the Golden Ball. So, how do they play? For the third time in as many knockout games, Scaloni has shuffled the system, he has altered his defensive approach, and he's ensured that Argentina had the tools to win the game, each game as it comes. Considering the inexperience that he's got in coaching setups, as the main man really anyway, the attacking talent available in the squad and the massive pressure on him to be able to bring in the success to the nation, he's shown a lot of insight and adaptability actually. They played 4-3-3 against Australia. That went to a 3-5-2 against the Dutch, and it was very much a 4-man midfield, 4-4-2. That thwarted and frustrated and eventually got over Croatia. Argentina's game plan was never really to stop Modric, Brozovic, Kovacic having the ball. I think instead the selection of the game plan was based on ensuring that they could do absolutely nothing once they had it. Ensuring 4 across the pitch, shuffled and blocked off all of the passing lanes. Now, obviously, you've got Julian Alvarez doing bits, him partnering Messi, doing the running for Messi, and the ability to stretch the play and threatening behind means that defenders have to run. If Alvarez runs, you got to follow him because you can't just leave him. And if they run, you find Messi in space, and that creates a lot of space for Messi to operate, and he don't need a lot. And obviously, you've got the option in behind because Messi turning in space, if he gets on the ball in those areas, he's got the ability to pick a pass into the final third like pretty much no one else at the tournament. The wide men in the system were inverted, and they provided width for the Argentina. The width that was provided for Argentina was 9 out of 10 times coming from the fullbacks. I don't know what the obsession with Messi is, with Otamendi is. I don't know why Martinez can't get a sniff. He's looked great every time he's played, but I don't think he's going to get a feature. I think it'll be Emi Martinez in net, Molina, Romero, Otamendi, Acuna, De Paul, Paredes, Fernandez, who's been great, McAllister, he's been great as well, Messi and Alvarez. That's how I think they're going to go. France will probably go with a 4-2-3-1 system every single time that they've used, and I ain't going to change that in the final, I don't think. They do use possession, but they're very accustomed to letting other teams have it. And I wouldn't say they've low blocked. They've just not really wanted to hold lots of possession. It's weird. When they do have the ball, they create a bit of a fluid system. Griezmann especially has got the freedom to go wherever he wants. Players like Tchouaméni have been vital because of their ability to break pressure. Very, very pressure resistant, can move the ball between the lines. Griezmann, I think Griezmann's been the player of the tournament, and it's close, him and Messi, but I think him because he's done stuff we didn't think he could do. Messi's just done what Messi does, and he's done it to a high level. Griezmann's become a box-to-box midfielder all of a sudden, and has been immense with it. The cleverness, both in and out of possession, for me, has really stood him head and shoulders above everybody else. I think the golden ball will probably end up going to whoever wins the final. If they win the final, it should be Griezmann. If they win the final, it should be Messi. The 11 I expect from France: Lloris, Koundé, Varane, Kanate, Hernandez, Rabiot, Tchouaméni, Dembele, Griezmann, Mbappe, Giroud. Starman for France. Yes, we've spoken about Griezmann. I think he'll be pulling the strings, but the starman is the guy that's shooting for the golden boot, and that's Mbappe. 5 goals and 2 assists, opportunity to win 2 World Cups by the age of 23, and had a big hand in both of those. The pace is a joke. The skill is a joke. The close control in tight areas is a joke. The finishing has been a joke. He's been mint. He only needs a moment. And France have been sort of thriving on the moments in games. They've scored at the right times. They've been in second gear for a lot of it, but they've been good. And that flank, that France's left, Argentina's right, is where all the action is going to be. All of the action is going to be on that side. And Mbappe can punish you if there's the slightest bit of room. The match winner, though, is Lionel Messi, because it's fucking Lionel Messi. In it, let's be honest. 5 goals and 3 assists from him, 19 goal contributions in the World Cup all time. 1 contribution in the final sees him reach 20 goal contributions. No one else has done that. It's the most since data has been recorded, which is 1966. Takes them both closer. Ronaldo, Gerd Muller. This is the legacy game. This might be the biggest game of Lionel Messi's career. It feels inevitable that Argentina are going to win it, and it's going to be on the back of Lionel Messi. It seems like everything has been pointing towards him doing this, and he is still capable of doing an absolute madness. Some of the performances that we've seen from him in this tournament, some of the passing, some of the dribbling, the finishing, it's been otherworldly, hasn't it? It's been a pleasure to watch him. The vision, the intelligence, that low centre of gravity, the close control, that's never going. And he's still got magic. Both teams have braved good sides in the knockouts, and Morocco especially could have really put France away, and some would argue should have put France away. But they both scored over 12 goals in the tournament. France actually on 13. This match is going to be 1 bit of brilliance, 1 lapse of concentration. But either way, a Manchester United player is coming away as a world champion. So the prediction all those weeks ago, Manchester United will win the World Cup, is about to come true. I hope if it is Argentina that Lisandro Martinez gets to play a part and gets on the pitch so he actually feels like he's contributed to this, because I don't know how many players would feel they've contributed to this as an unused sub. Now, I know he's featured in the World Cup. I think a player of his ability would probably want to feature more than he has done so far. But either way, that's how I see the World Cup going. Let me know your score predictions. First goal scorer. Give me a first goal scorer in minute. Give me a player. And give me the final score. And maybe I'll sort out a little prezi for someone. How's that sound? If you can get it right. All right? Nice one. See you in the next one. Hey, thank you for watching the video. If you are new around these parts, then don't forget to subscribe. My channel is proudly supported by my community on Patreon. If you'd like to get a little bit of extra content, a Discord group, meetups, 5-a-side games, weekly podcasts, behind the scenes, and even an occasional bit of transfer news as and when I get it, then for the price of a pint, you can show your appreciation for the content that we make and get some goodies for doing so as well. Check the link in the description or click the button right here. You'll also find all of my socials here too if you want to follow me on any of those platforms. Nice one.